How are you guys doing today? I want to tell you about an experience I had with a word that I've never heard before. I was at a wedding last weekend with my uncle, and he turned to me and said, "Are Yinz going to the car?" I looked at him with a puzzled face and said, "What did you say?" He said, "Are Yinz going to the car?" So I asked him where that word came from and what it meant. And he said that it was a Pittsburgh thing and that Pittsburghians use it all the time. So the history of Yinz is very interesting. The word Yinz comes from the Irish and Italian immigrants that moved to western Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh in the mid-19th century. When they were learning the English language, they noticed that the plural of you is still you. And for them, in their languages, they had a different word for it. So what they decided to do is use you ones for the plural instead of just you. In doing so, it ended up getting shortened to Yinz. Because of this, everyone in Western and Pittsburgh area use Yinz as the plural of you. So now that you know the history about the word Yinz, I'm going to take you to Pittsburgh and hear what the people of Pittsburgh have to say. This is my Uncle Brian, and he is the person that I first heard the word Yinz from. Let's hear what he has to say.
I said, well, since I moved to Pittsburgh, I've noticed a lot of people in Pittsburgh use the word Yinz. So I started to pick that up. And so he, being from State College, had never really heard that word before, so I had to teach him what Yinz means.
Now we are off to the streets of Pittsburgh to see what the people have to say. First, I interviewed an average Pittsburgh couple, Curtis and Haley. Let's see what they have to say. Okay, so have you guys ever heard the word Yinz, and what does it mean to you?
Yinz is a Pittsburgh native word, and it means like you guys.
You guys, okay. You plural type of thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else? I then interviewed a couple from Michigan, Yvette and Justin. Here's what they had to say. Justin, awesome. And have you guys ever heard the word Yinz, or does it mean anything to you whatsoever?
It means nothing.
Means nothing.
Yinz.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. There you go. No, that's good.
No.
No, you guys never heard of it.
It sounds like Japanese yen, like the currency.
Yeah, no,
I thought
could
you were
see that,
saying
yeah.
that. I'm like, yen?
Yeah, no, it's actually, the Pittsburgh use it for the plural of you. So instead of saying like you ones, or that would still be wrong, but you say Yinz. Hey, Yin's going to the car, or Yin's going to the...
Is that a real word, or is that an accent on the word you?
It's an accent on the word you that they use. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's not actually a word in the dictionary or
Okay,
anything.
it's just
but
the way
it's a slang.
Pittsburgh people.
Yeah.
What do you call Pittsburgh people? Pittsburghians?
Pittsburghians. That's what I've always... I don't know what the...
Pittsburghers, maybe?
Next, I talked to a guy that was selling shirts with the word Yinz on it. It was pretty interesting what it said, too.
Pittsburgh.
It's specifically Pittsburgh thing?
Yeah, it's like, Allegheny County, Pittsburgh, that would be it.
Okay.
Right in the outside regions.
Yeah.
And Yinz, it's basically y'all.
Y'all?
You know,
Yeah.
but it's just our local colloquialism on it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, yeah.
But that's what it is. Yinz means y'all.
Yeah. Do you know any about the history of it, or like where did it come from?
No, I don't know anything
No.
about
Okay.
the history.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah.
And really, it's kind of crazy because growing up, I grew up with a couple guys that just moved up here from Louisiana.
Yeah.
So there's probably only 5 of us in Pittsburgh that said y'all, and I'm one of them.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, Yinz was growing up, you know, and
Yeah.
that's natural, but y'all just has a flow to it. Sorry,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's great.
But that's pretty much it.
All right.
What does it say on your shirt there?
Yeah.
Yinz that don't bleed black and gold, go fuck yourselves.
There we go. Last but not least, we talked to Ryan, who has lived in Pittsburgh for about 10 years. So have you ever heard of the word Yinz, and
Yeah.
what does it mean to you?
For me, it means a collection of people. Everybody says, this is very old school, not more of my generation have said
Okay.
it. A lot of the older generation have said, have Yinz done this? Have Yinz
Okay.
did this? Have
Yeah.
done this? So on and so forth. It's more of they're talking to multiple people.
Okay.
So
Okay, so it's
that
like a plural.
It's a plural for
Yeah.
me. I haven't heard any of our generation, let's put
Yeah,
it that way,
yeah,
say
okay.
that, or it comes off as oh, you're a Yinzer.
Okay, yeah.
You're a Yinzer, and that's more of our generation being you're a Steelers fan, you're a Pens fan, you're
Okay.
a fan.
So, just as a recap of the video, we learned about the history of the word Yinz, the situation in which I was slightly confused, but figured out what the word meant, and we talked to the people of Pittsburgh, where the word is formerly from, about what they thought of the word and what they used it with. I hope we learned something today,